For the fifth capstone, we are looking at sea level rise and the effects that this will have on coastal regions. One of the most at-risk regions to sea level rise and important to the United States is New Orleans, Louisiana. This city is at risk for several varied factors that play into climate change and sea level rise. The macro reasons contributing to this issue are that mean sea level and relative sea level are both rising in New Orleans. The mean sea level rise is due to climate reasons such as melting of ice sheets, rise in temperature, and increase in storm surges in this area. These changes are exacerbated by the changes happening on land, and this is why the relative sea level is rising as well. New Orleans is suffering from land subsidence and therefore is falling further below sea level. Depending on different climate change models, we will see the mean sea level rise between 50 and 250 centimeters by the year 2100. Much of this projection will depend on the warming of temperature and melting of the ice sheets due to climate change. For many coastal communities, this will have terrible consequences, and New Orleans is no exception. With the first part of sea level rise, we will see the habitable land behind the wall holding back the sea slowly reside back towards the city due to land subsidence and storm surges. Eventually, the sea level will rise above the seawalls with its mean sea level projection alone. If the city can fortify the walls and raise them, the storm surges that will happen later in the century will cause more destruction than Katrina did. There are many different solutions New Orleans will have to this issue, but not all of them are financially feasible. The best solution is to take a hard stance against climate change and fight it with every nation in unison. This would help keep sea level on the lowest projections of rising, and that projection is manageable monetarily for the city to handle. They would need to put in new pump stations and levee systems alone with adding height to the current wall, but it would be possible for them to complete this. If we see the upward side of the projections of sea level rise by 250 centimeters, we will not be able to keep up with the sea level rise rate as we work on building the new wall, nor would it be financially feasible. A wall of that size to construct would cost trillions if it were even structurally possible. Without any action, and on the worst end of projections, New Orleans will be underwater by the end of the century.